All right, moving on to other discussions now. More than 30 people were killed in a fresh outbreak of violence involving suspected herdsmen and farmers in Kaduna State.
Now, a witness said that the incident happened in Kajuru local government area of the state. Trouble was said to have started after some youths allegedly stormed a village in Ongwan Uka to avenge the death of a suspected herdsman.
The man accused of harassing people in the area was said to have been attacked and killed at a farm in Banono village on Sunday. A resident said before the suspect was killed, members of the community he attacked told his people that they had caught and were ready to discipline him. Another witness said after the attack, security agents were drafted to the affected communities to restore calm.
And meanwhile, the police say calm has returned to villages in Kajuru, Kaduna State, where villagers clashed with herdsmen. The Commissioner of Police, Agiole Abe, says 33 people died in the clashes and not the 37 earlier reported.
Abe says violence started when a Fulani was killed, that the Fulani man was killed, and that police would arrest and prosecute those responsible for the violence.
6 were killed by the Fulanis who carried out a reprisal attack, with 2 injured. And when the youths went on another further reprisal attack, about 26 Fulanis were left dead, and mostly they were children and women. But the immediate cause was the attack and killing of a Fulani man.
All right, let's give you a background to the story. I think
Yes.
it's quite a while I got
It's
to
been
my
a
wall.
while. It's been a
yeah, I feel good going to the wall.
I can see Foladele excited.
Yeah, Foladele is excited. But all right, let's get to my wall now so we can have an understanding of what this issue, just to give you some little background. Now, Kaduna State is located in the northwest of Nigeria, and Nigeria has about 23 local government areas. Now, and it is divided into Kaduna Central, Kaduna North, and Kaduna South senatorial district. That's the rough breakage of the senatorial districts in Kaduna State. But down south here is where our focus is going to be. However, communal clashes have occurred. Communal clashes have occurred most frequently in the southern part of the state, where you have about 8 local governments in there, in the southern part. And now, historically, Kaduna State since the early 1980s has been a hotspot for ethnic and religious crisis, recording some of the worst ethnic violence in the country. But recent crisis in southern parts of the state has been reported as having little to do with religion or even ethnicity. So the eruption of violence have been blamed on acts of banditry and criminality that were either not nipped in the bud or poorly managed by community and local leaders. Now, some incidents in the area have been without residents and herdsmen who clash over farmlands, grazing sites, and water. That's how it has been over the months and even close to more than a year or something.
Absolutely.
So research by TVC Breakfast reveals that from 2013 until now, Kaduna State has seen attacks and reprisal attacks between suspected Fulani herdsmen and host farming communities that resulted in the deaths of many, many citizens. You can see this picture here just gives you a vivid outlook or mental understanding of an average community that has gone through some of this clashes that we are talking about. Let's move on now. Yeah. Now, in October 2013, gunmen overran a number of communities in Ataka on the Kagoro Mountains, equally in Kaura local government, and massacred some 50 residents in the village. Let's move on, yeah. And in March 2014, an attack on 4 communities of Manchok in Kaura local government is regarded as one of the most devastating thus far. Unknown gunmen invaded the community in what turned out to be coordinated attacks and killed more than 100 villagers in their sleep. Many people in the village have not forgotten that incident until now. Let's move on. Now, after many months of violence in 2016, the leadership of the Catholic Diocese of Kafanchan in Kaduna State disclosed that a total of 808 people were killed in 53 villages across Kaura, Sanga, Jama'a and Kajuru local government area. Now, these are some of the local governments we're talking about in the report that in 2016. Kajuru is here. They're all in southern Kaduna. And Jama'a is one of the local governments that this has really occurred.
One of the most popular
one of the most prominent when it comes to this crisis. All right, now let's move on. But an official statement by the National Emergency Management Agency denied the claim that about 800 people died, saying that it was 204 people that were killed during that crisis in southern Kaduna that we are talking about. All right. Now, 10 eyewitness reports on the latest attack puts the death toll at 37. The ugly tide of communal clashes in the state has proven a challenge for successive state governments who have come up with different peace initiatives and set up committees to investigate and find a lasting solution to the lingering crisis in Kaduna State. The current governor, Nasir El-Rufai, has set up a committee to look into the issues, and a lot of people have, especially people from southern Kaduna, have said a lot more has to be done when it comes to what the committee is doing. They want to see more of this engagement, and moreover, a lot of them were calling for the military barracks to be sited in southern Kaduna.
If that will solve the problem. Of course, there was a peace group led by former head of state Abdul Salam Abubakar, with people like the Catholic, Bishop
of
in
Sokoto, yeah, Hassan Kuka.
Hassan Kuka.
Bishop
yes,
Hassan Kuka.
Absolutely. And what has come of their, going on ground to find out exactly what happened and all of that, we haven't really heard anything about that. But then again, the effectiveness of the federal government and the state government's efforts to check the level of violence in southern Kaduna, that is in question right now. Is government really doing enough to end this? And what would it take to bring it to an end?
Yeah, these are some of the questions we'll be asking now. But joining us via Skype from Kaduna is a former commandant at the Nigerian Army School of Artillery, Brigadier General Mohammed Kabir Galandachi, retired. Brigadier, General, it's good to have you. Join us right now. Good morning.
Thank you very much.
All right. Now, it is quite disturbing that the crisis in southern Kaduna seemed to defile every formula or every strategy to bring the crisis to an end. You are on ground and you've been following developments there. Can you give us a vivid picture to make us understand why these issues keep coming up?
Well, thank you very much. I will start from your ground, this issue.
Okay.
Yesterday, there was a press conference by the commissioner in Kaduna State, and he clearly said that the crisis that took place in Kaduna 2-3 days ago was not actually a herdsman community clash. It is a clash between communities. And this is where I'm going to start. For my some 20 months in southern Kaduna, with the responsibility of security around that place, I found out that most of the problem we are having is the issue of not being sincere with ourselves. Sincere with ourselves in the sense that we should know that before maybe before 1999, there had been a lot of conflicts, not in southern Kaduna, but around Nigeria, where communities fight each other. We have the issue of rubber state between the people. We have the issue of state between Ipes and Modakis and whatever. Now, overnight, all these conflicts between this community has gone out between one tribe and another. You see, and when we don't begin to sit and analyze properly and bring out the process that has this pointing hand across in this and that, and we are not find a solution to that. And sincerely, that is exactly what is happening in Southern. Because, look, when you say herdsmen, how do you identify herdsmen?
It's on now.
It's because they have cows, they have sheep, and they are paying for them. Now, the people who are shepherding cows, they have gone to a particular community they have. How long will it take them to move out from that community, go 50 kilometers with those animals? But we have a situation whereby we will continue seeing somebody has been attacked by a social group of people, and in 24 hours.
All right, okay. General, we seem to have connectivity challenge from your end. We have to fine-tune that. Let's put you on hold and bring in Foladele now, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Foladele, I'm sure you have something to tell us about what the people are saying.
I do. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning,
Ngozi. Good morning. Okay, so let's get to it. Let's find out what people are saying about this one. Mr. Tolu says, I look forward to the day we will stay together as one in this country without hearing killings and disturbing statements. Southern Kaduna. Ifedi Okwena says, Southern Kaduna killing again. Cumulative death toll getting close to entire killings by Boko Haram. And the leaders are still quiet. Ucheya says, the killings in Southern Kaduna need to be addressed. The government of the day must #take charge. It's God's Time says, what is wrong with some people in Southern Kaduna? Killings are never a solution to problems. Of course. Father Osiola Olua says, Southern Kaduna killings, welcome to Nigeria, where cows possess more value than human lives.
Wow.
That is a sad comment.
That is a very sad comment. Raymond Namdiobi says, Kaduna, oh Kaduna, there was a governor in Kaduna. And this is the last one from Superhead State's team. It says, the fighting will never end, rather. Well, I hope it does.
That's pessimistic.
It is quite pessimistic, but that's how people are perceiving it.
Sometimes they talk from the perspective of frustration.
Yes.
They express from what they have been going through every day.
And what has been perceived. I mean, you have people saying they don't think that the leaders are saying anything. They're being quiet. So
and Kaduna, I don't know if you know that. Kaduna, like Lagos, is a cosmopolitan city. And how Kaduna now degenerated to, this level lives a lot to...
Exactly. I think we still have... Brigadier General Mohammed Kabir Galantachi with us. General, can you still hear us?
All right.
Yes,
okay, it's good to know that Brigadier General Galantachi is there. Now, what do you think about this situation where you have all kinds of violence going on, but there's a name attached to it? You hear Fulani herdsmen, you hear Igbo traders, things like that. What do you think can be done to change the narrative in such a way that even when a crime is committed, it is not attached to a particular tribe or ethnic group, but it is seen as a crime as simple as that?
I think there are two major things. One has to do with the security agencies. They must double their effort to be able to have information and ahead of time and make arrests before things happen. And whoever is involved, you bring him to book, because that is what it brings up. Secondly, the real problem is leadership. As long as our leaders will use sentiments in order to win an election or be in government, we will never be sincere. Because unless a leader tell his people the truth, or hold the people trust and guide them to love themselves, it is not the number of boots that are on the ground, it's not the number of guns that will save you or save your community. It is the way you decide to interact with yourself that will be able to help you. We have a situation where just two people are fighting. A Yoruba man and an Igbo man are fighting. The Igbo man was hit and he fell down, and the next thing is somebody picks the phone and calls his friends and says, when Yoruba man has killed an Igbo man. And somebody, a Yoruba man in Enugu, will suffer consequences of that action. So I think Nigerians must need to know that they are ones that and find ways of living peacefully with each other. The police commissioner, like I said yesterday, is a community clash, and the community, the areas where no other person is able to move. And today, they are talking about this, that other people, so forget about the people who actually make us up. And so that's what they will do it.
Okay,
so
we still have... We'll have to, I'm afraid we'll have to end that discussion there. Brigadier General Mohammed Kabir Galadanchi, retired, is of the commandant, of course, of the Nigerian Army School of Artillery. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. We also thank Foladili for
thank you. See you
coming
soon,
in. Yeah, see you soon again.